How's it going, guys? I don't know if you're about as excited as I am for this game, but France versus England, they've both released their lineups. I cannot wait to go through this. I mean, we're talking one of the oldest rivalries in rugby, right? It is going to go down. Both teams are coming in super strong with ridiculous teams. So I want to run through. We're going to see who's going to have the edge. Who's going to have the edge over the other, right? Because obviously, France right now, they're one of the powerhouses of rugby. They're one of the monsters that people are scared of. England, they've really dropped down and they're not what they once were, right? But does not mean that they are not scary. Does not mean that they are to be looked over. They are ridiculous. The squad that they have is crazy. Do they have the ability to beat France? Hell yeah, they do. But the difference is, can they keep it up over a space of 80 minutes? That is the difference. That is where we see them falling off. You look at them play up against the All Blacks, they played well, fall off. You look at bloody Australia, you look at South Africa, they cannot hold a consistent 80 minutes, which ultimately is their downfall, right? So you will see I have both squads, England and France squad up, and I want to run through it. So first of all, England, week one, they were the first people to release their squad early. I think it was like a Tuesday. They released their squad. Now they're actually the last to release it for a Saturday kickoff. And I'm I'm, I'm not upset with the squad. I I really am not. And what this squad tells me is they are not catering to France, if that makes sense. They are not going to cater to France's style and defend up against them, right? They don't want to play to France's style. They want to assert their own style and make other teams um or they're going to want to make France what's the word for it? Adapt to the way the English are playing, right? They want to assert their dominance in their style and really, really try to make use of as much territory as possible. And we've seen this with the selection of Finn Smith and Marcus Smith, right? So we have Finn Smith at 10, Marcus Smith at 15. Beautiful kickers, both of them. They're both able to control games really, really well. And I think this is definitely a change that we see happening to try and counteract France, but also to allow um, England to play as fast and free flowing rugby as physically possible, right? And one thing that you're going to find here is a lot of the backs happen to play for a single team. That's the Northampton Saints, right? So you look at the players in Finn Smith, Alex Mitchell, Ollie Slightholm, Tommy Freeman, right? So there's there's a lot here that England can really use to capitalize on, right? And if and what it seems is they're going to be they're going to be bringing the game to France, right? They're not going to sit back and wait for France to attack. They are going to come in. They're going to want to be dominant, and they they want to play as free flowing rugby as possible. And originally, I thought they were going to be playing off the high ball, and I was genuinely expecting Roebuck to be in this team, and he's not, like, at all. So um, this is really, really going to be a test to the Saints players, right? They got to keep the rugby flowing, and one of the things that I find England have is they get lost, and I think having this lineup, right, especially when you have someone like Finn Smith, who he loves to involve people into the plays, right? Whereas a lot of players, they'll tend to be a little bit more selfish. He wants to bring everybody into the game. And when you have players like Alex Mitchell who can control a game beautifully, right? Having Mitchell and Finn Smith there, they train with each other day in, day out. They play with each other. They know each other's runs. They know how each other thinks. Same thing goes for Freeman. The same thing goes for Slytholm. They know, what kind of runs they're going to make. They know what to expect at any given time, right? And I think this is really going to help. This is really, really going to help England in the long run, because what we always find is England tend to have a lot of handling errors. They're making stupid passes, misreading runs. People aren't doing what that they need to be. But when you genuinely playing under a similar style, and you know you have that chemistry about you, you can really, really make things work. And I think this is where having a good amount of Saints players in this back row is really going to help the Saints tick. The Saints, England tick. And I think this is going to be crucial up against France, because France, most of their team is from Toulouse outright. That's just Toulouse. And this is what I'm saying. They all play with each other week in, week out. They know each other. They practically grew up with each other, right? So instinctively, they know where the pass needs to be. They know what each player is going to expect. They know what each player is either going to do, how he's going to run, what they are going to do. So they can anticipate it and use it to their best advantage. So this is going to be very, very interesting as to how England backs play out, right? Because we all know Marcus Smith, he's crazy, crazy good kicker. He's a crazy good kicker of the ball. He knows how to alleviate pressure. He knows how to find space, and he he can bind a team very well. And this is why I think this Finn Smith and Marcus Smith duo can do England a world of good. But it's also a risk, because we got to think Finn Smith. This is his first start for England. We have Tom Willis's first start for England as well. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting, because on how all of them are going to play, along with Henry Slade and Ollie Lawrence. And Ollie Lawrence is a monster. Absolutely love watching Ollie Lawrence play. So how all of these players are going to gel, and what kind of tactic that they're going to use to break down that French defense is is going to be fun to watch. It is going to be fun to watch. But England need to get over these handling errors. And I think having a hive mind kind of mentality, you know, everybody knowing where everybody is, what to expect, it should alleviate a lot of these problems, right? And having a lot of these with the Saints, it should allow them to play a little bit more free flowing rugby, or knowing where to kick, how to pass, exactly where they're going to be expecting the pass, and so on. That's England. They are no doubt a scary, scary, scary side, right? On their day, they have enough to beat anybody in the world. Well, now we talk about France, because this France is literally able to beat anybody. And not only do they have a ridiculous first 15, their substitutes, their bench are ridiculous as well, right? Obviously, we've seen Jalibert. He's in for the red carded in Tamac, which was stupid. But Jalibert is no joke. Yes, Jalibert tends to be a little bit more selfish at times, and he likes to take things on his own. But the skill that he does, he's very elusive. He manages to get tries. So him and Intermac, they bring two completely different styles of game, where both will benefit France, but how they're going to play up against England is a completely different ball game, right? So I'm interested to see how Aldred plays and how England are able to nullify Aldred. Because for me, you look at the way Aldred played up against Wales. Now, obviously, Wales is a very big difference between Wales and England, but the way Aldred played up against Wales, you have to nullify him. If you are unable to stop him, good luck stopping France. Right? This is just one player. And then you still got to find a way to stop Antoine Dupont. You still got to find a way to stop Miafau. Because you know Miafau, he's running at you. He's stepping over you. He's gaining yards. So you got to find a way to bloody stop him. And that's whether by putting 5, 6, 7 Englishmen on his back. And every time you commit to stopping one of these players, first of all, it leaves open space. And then you have someone like BLBRA, who he's not to be trifled. The guy will get the ball from his own half, and before you even are able to blink, he's already, putting the ball down in your try line. Rapid. Damien Penaud, rapid. The guy's got ridiculously quick feet. He can slip and slide in between anybody. He is ridiculous. This is the strength of France's wingers, and that's not even talking about Mofana and Barassi in those center roles. Ridiculous. So France are going to have a lot of players that England need to find a way to nullify. Another one in Ramos. How can you nullify his kicking game? Because with Ramos's kicking game, not only will he be able to alleviate pressure, he will change that defense into attack, put the ball at your own try line, and then they will still end up scoring. So you have to find a way to nullify a lot of these players. This is just some of the backs. Never mind trying to deal with Malvaca, trying to deal with Winnie Antonio, trying to deal with Ruma. Ridiculous. So I'm really, really intrigued to see what England's game plan is going to be. Personally, I feel they're going to want to take the game to France. They're going to try and beat them on the territory, try and gain as much territory as possible, put France under as much pressure as possible early on, and try to create a big gap in terms of points, right? They probably going to end up using Marcus Smith's ability at kicking. They're going to try and make use of every single point. I cannot see them opting to run plays instead of going for penalties. I think if they are stupid enough to kick, to put off a lineouts, kick into play, they need to be making use of every single penalty possible. They need to be building up those points and really, really utilizing every single second of the game. Because if they are trying to score tries up against the France, they're going to be in for a very long night, and they're probably not going to get anything at all, right? They need to make use of every single penalty at their disposal and hope and pray that France have a really bad day. There's glycerine on the ball, it's slipping everywhere, and that the Englishmen are wearing gloves with bloody magnets attached to that ball. So I don't know. It's gonna be a very, very interesting day. Um, I don't feel England have it in them to get that win. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be an easy fought game, but I can see France coming out early, getting a try within the first 10 minutes, like they like to do. Slow down a little bit, come to the second part of the first half, come in the second half strong, take the make the gap so much bigger, and then just run away with it, right? But hopefully, what we saw in this Ireland game of the Englishmen really putting in that final performance, but from the 78th minute and the 82nd minute when Tommy Freeman and I think Tom Curry scored tries. They need to do that for the entire 80 minutes, please. Please, you can do that. Wow. What a bloody team. They need to be having these players dying for them. You need to be seeing these English players throwing up because they're running and doing everything so hard. They're giving everything for their club and country. Well, for their country. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game. Such a strong game. Like I say, big rivals. Both of them are going to want to be getting one over each other. It is in Twickenham as well. So that's going to add an extra level of stress to the French. But personally, I have France winning this. But let me know what your thoughts in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Can France pull it? Can England pull it off? Do they have what it takes to break down France? I'll tell you what, if they're able to do it, it will be absolutely amazing. The one thing that I can guarantee out of this game is we are going to get a fantastic game. It's going to have hard hits. It's going to be controversy. There's going to be, emotions, raring. They're going to be redlining themselves, and it's going to be a fantastic game to watch. But I got to be real. I have France to take this win. So, guys, please, as always, like and subscribe, as I want to provide you guys with the best content possible. And I want to hear what you guys think. Comments, people, comments. Who's going to win this game? Let me know. Stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.